everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with Darthmod, playing as the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Last time around we fought with the Ottomans. It didn't go so great, and about a year later the Ottomans are now ready to invade Poland, and they've got a mighty force of over 20 units. It's 26 units. However, we've brought together quite a nice army as well of 21 units. Hopefully a lot better. One important thing is that we've got a lot more cannons and a lot more cavalry. And it seems that the Ottomans decided not to bring any cavalry at all. At the same time, over on this side, we had kind of a really good scenario happen for us, namely that it looks like Johann Sebastian Bach, but supposed to be Prince Eugene of Savoy. Kind of looks like of the picture. But anyways, the Austrians have moved in and take Saxony, which will enable us to move straight on Berlin and vassalize Prussia, which is one of the main quests I've set for myself for this campaign. It is a fort still, so it's still gonna be quite the tough fight, and I think this is what we're doing today. So we're gonna switch in between back and forth there to switch it up a little bit. So we're doing Prussia today, we're doing Ottomans tomorrow. With that said, you know what, if this one goes really quickly I might fit in the big battle against the Ottomans as well. But I kinda doubt it. With this said, let's go ahead and strike out Prussia. Forces are equal. One of the things that I see here is that we really should try to get one army on the other side of the fort to block these guys from actually gaining access to the fort, while I can use my cannons to bombard it and breach or kill a load of the defenders. Right, we've got our plan. With that said, let's hope that Hugo Dolka has what it takes to take out the big cannon Gustav, which he's a cannon. And there we are off. So I was hoping to actually catch the enemy reinforcements that they came in on the battlefield and stop them, of course, from going to the fort. The problem was I thought they was coming over here, so I sent my force over here. Turns out, though, that what's coming over here is my reinforcement army. So I moved to block my own reinforcement army while the enemy is actually coming over here, where I've got my cannons. And we got a regiment of horse moving very fast right towards my general and my two cannons. So I kind of screwed myself over here, because I've got my force over here. I'm gonna see if I can get my bloody cavalry over there really quick. And then we're going to see about trying to take out that cannon. And I'm going to try to stop the reinforcement army from marching straight onto the fort. At the same time trying to stop my general from dying. And losing the cannons in the process. Right, so at least I got my general away, and we've got the Prussian cavalry stuck on my pike square. But it doesn't look as though I'm going to be able to stop any of these guys from actually gaining access to the fort, which I was hoping. Right, at least we sent these guys away. Maybe I can at least try to stop them. I really don't want to deploy the cannons. I saw this as a really good hill where I could deploy the cannons and be able to fire on the fort. Let's see, we've got the other general and the cavalry now swinging this way.
Let's see. These guys are under fire as they approach that garrison cannon. We got more cavalry coming in. And more infantry. More pikemen and so forth coming in from over here. At least I'm shooting this mortar down. Stupid bastards put it on the outside of the wall. Alright. Let's see. My cavalry is on its way. Maybe we can try to stop at least one of these guys. Looks like there's not going to be any more of them, so I can move these forces now to the location where I wanted. And I guess the kind of good thing here is that we've actually been able to surround the fort, or attack from... We're going to be able to attack from multiple locations. So we got these three, which we're going to hold here. And then I think we're going to see about getting these units. Get them behind the hill, put them in the other corner. And then we're going to see about getting some in the corner over there. And so forth. Right, my cavalry riding in, striking down the Prussian reinforcements. First regiment of foot broken, chase them off the field. We're gonna hit the other one, hopefully send that one off, so they only managed to get then one of their regiments into the fort. And then both the generals situated on the hill with the cannons. It's going to be right here, and we're going to try to break a hole in the wall or do a load of damage to the enemy. Two infantry units right here. Guess we can put the cavalry over in this corner. Slowly breaking down this unit as well. Cavalry is doing just fine. I think the enemy shooting at them probably only actually helps me. What cavalry unit has been ordered to move over there? I don't know. Oh, it's this one. Technically not ordered there though. We got these three going that way. We got another one coming in. Guess you'll reinforce over here. Right now the enemy is mostly focused in this corner and in this corner. It's gonna be hard to break through here. Right, just because they sent one more unit out, we're gonna see if some nasty cannon shots really broke up this unit, and then some more musket fire. But at least we'll be taking quite a few of these provincial militia with us. And I mean, how useful is cavalry in a siege? We lost a lot of men here. Took about 50 out of that unit though. Come on, get those cannons ready. Right, this one's ready. Interesting that they're green. They look like Russian troops. Red and green. Almost sound Russian. I can't really tell. Oh, there's oh, they rallied and they formed square. Oh yeah, and I bought canister technology from, I think it was Russia. Right, it only took 4 cannon shots to break them up. Hopefully it's gonna send them away. And then we got another 4. Oh, look at that. Look at the damage I did to the wall. With just that, I was thinking, this is gonna take forever to shoot a hole in the wall. 38% with 2 cannon volleys. That's kind of insane, really. I'm gonna be able to turn this into a smoking pile of rubble within no time. Normally with these mods they usually add, so it's really difficult to blow up the walls. Well, that's good. We're gonna be able to break this side of the wall pretty easily. I think that's enough. Let's try to actually get a hole in the wall. Kind of taunting me to come charge them down, aren't they? Right, how's this force doing? It's doing very well, hidden behind the hill. I think we might be able to get them down here. Hide them there. I don't know. Might be too much. Get blown to bits by enemy cannon fire. Look at just the cannon fire that ripped through here and killed all of these guys. Really deadly. But then again, I took the like slaughter mod from what's it called? Bran Mak Born. Right, they were just about to try and get inside. Kind of an absolute slaughter to my cavalry as well. Didn't I order them to shoot at this wall, not at my bloody own cavalry? I do believe I remember ordering my cannons to fire at this wall. Damn. Normally fire from the top of the wall is really ineffective. This time it was really useful. Break down this wall and kill the enemy. You know what? We'll move all units over here. That way the enemy will focus their force over here, meaning that once we start to break this down, they'll lose more men. Because they'll have more men standing here, or stationed here. Which is kind of interesting that they've got most men stationed here, as I've got most of my army actually on this side. I don't know if you can hear that, but my neighbor above me is home renovating and has been doing that for quite a while. But I don't think I can barely hear it, so hopefully you can't barely hear it. See if we can break through this. And we can start making some moves on the fort. Because I don't think we're gonna make any moves until we have actually broken through. Oh, they're actually firing back. I think it's the cavalry moving across the field. And what's this? Enemy general killed. Wait a minute. The enemy general was on the mortar team, wasn't he? And the mortar team wasn't even... Wait, where was the mortar team? They are in the door. You're telling me a cannon shot bounced here and killed... I like how they're keeping the door open for me. Where did he die then? I wonder if a cannon shot overshot on the wall and just bounced and somehow managed to hit him, or... I guess they accidentally squeezed the guy to death in the door or something. Because there's a cannon shot that landed through. Could have crushed him. 72%. It's kind of refreshing and kind of scary at the same time that it's going so quick to break down these walls. Where, you know, in other mods it takes forever. Like in Napoleon Total War 3. Where it's nearly impossible. It's kind of what you would need is something in between, something in the middle, I guess. 98, 100. We just broke down that wall and probably killed a few hundred Prussians. And hopefully we're seeing the Prussians are leaving the wall now. I wonder if I break this, that will not open up into the side. What I want is I want to open this wall right here as well. Thing is, they've completely abandoned this corner here. And they're abandoning this area right here. So we could make a play towards this wall right now. But these guys rallied. They're completely kind of abandoning this side of the wall, which is interesting. I guess they're expecting us to be charging through this opening. Ah, well, if the mortar decides to go straight on towards the battle lines that were drawn over there, they can... No wonder they lost their general. Thing is, over on this side I've got mostly militia and pikemen, which isn't that great, since the pikemen can't climb and the militia aren't that great in melee. One thing that I noticed is that quite a difference actually in between Prussian infantry units in terms of attack value compared to the Polish ones. The Polish ones are really lacking in the attack, but they have a higher defense value, 13 against the Prussians, I think 8 or something like that, I can't remember. But the Prussians have like an attack value of very high, I want to say 13, but I'm not entirely sure on that. Something like that. While the Polish got like an attack value of 6. They're actually sending troops out. So I better dress the lines to prepare for this guy. So we'll have these two readied, and then this one will be stationed over here. Militia up here, and the reserves like so. We'll tell you to toggle ground, hold ground, or guard ground, I should say. Right, Prussian infantry has moved out of the fort, which I'll order my pikemen to deal with. We actually did bring one unit of line infantry. Militia is climbing the wall. And yeah, the cannons are starting to shoot there, and hopefully they'll break the walls open, which will enable us to move troops in through there as well. Now they're flooding down the troops to attack here, which means that I can move the troops around. Building captured, so we got the gatehouse over there. So it's open for our men to move through. Shooting into the side of the Prussians here while they're fighting with my pikemen. Actually not that good, because we're actually shooting our own from the angle. Tell these guys to toggle guard mode so they don't sort of charge off the enemy when they get into melee. At the same time, we're opening fire on this one. They're no longer really able to get support off the wall, so I can pull in more men to surround them. And also, with so many of the Prussians now going over to this wall, we could see about sending some units to swing around and get to that opening over there. Let's see how it's going over here. See if the pikemen can try to make their way through, while the militia makes it up towards the wall. This regiment will move to go and occupy the enemy over at this side. As everything kind of breaks down, we can have the cavalry also be the one to move through this opening first. I think we only need one more salvo of the cannons to break that open. And soon enough I'll have these guys. You know what? Claim this wall. And then this whole force can go down through there. This unit is quickly getting just outgunned by the fact that the entire force is kind of laying down fire on them and forcing them to flee. I'm ordering the pikemen to go through. They're sending troops up to deal with my militia. So before they go ahead and do that on this side, I want to go and order them to claim this gate. Then this unit will march to stand here and fire through. Looks like the enemy is kind of moving through, so stand a bit further back. And the cavalry can move through the gate. The cannons will hold fire. I'm kind of afraid that they... You know what? They will actually fire at will. See if they can shoot one of these turning out over there. We've claimed that gate. All of this force will now move over here and hopefully get through there before the enemy closes it. These two units will follow the cavalry. And now as the cavalry is through, militia and garrison militia. Oh no, the Polish cavalry is through! Run for your lives! And the pikemen are making their way through the gate. Not entirely sure if I would want to be stuck with just a bayonet when this wall of pikes is coming through here. And we're shooting through there, the opening. These guys retreated due to cannon fire. And I think we can gain a bit of ground on the enemy over here to shoot on them and break them down. These two are ready to come through here and then towards the flag. And then I'll have this entire force now ready to charge through the gate. This cavalry unit, I mean, they did their best and they held these guys in place long enough for us to achieve something. Right, they actually broke the militia here, sent them down. My pikemen are doing pretty good progress, actually making their way through here. Cavalry is holding up these guys, hopefully long enough that my infantry can come through. This smaller unit will take up position in the house. Let's have this one actually march through. Set up there. These two are ready to come in, and we're slowly overwhelming the Prussian defenders. Then these three will be forming along here. And once we're ready, I'll tell the cavalry to redraw. And that should be fine. Right, the infantry needs to get in place first. Capture the headquarters and the armory. Okay, time for the cavalry to leave. At the same time as this line is opening fire into the side of the garrison militia, which is actually charging after the cavalry. Surprised we didn't take more friendly fire there, as they fired right as the cavalry passed them. These guys gonna get shot up in the flank by friendly troops, so you can retreat them out of the town. Also, I kind of think we're gonna form a square to make sure that we capture the flag. Oh, they're coming out after us? Idiot cannons. Focusing on that one that's coming out. And they shattered as soon as they got outside of the wall. Oh! A Prussian unit has formed... How did they sneak in? Form square right behind us. Turn around. Break the square. Once it's broken, cavalry can go and join in. The Prussians here really don't have a chance, do they? This unit is getting torn up. It's getting fired from all sides. From the house. And then from the sides here. Doesn't look as though the square is firing. But then again, I think the square only like fires volley fire in Empire. Yeah. Units slowly getting massacred. And I actually captured it and won the battle for Berlin. There we go. Actual victory. Still, the enemy persists. I think they're starting to completely give up. So even though, you know, I kind of won on a cheesy way. By taking the flag, you can see that most units are wavering and are exhausted at this point. So it wasn't like I snuck in and capped the flag under their noses. I like how the commander of this unit is still alive. So even though his unit was placed really poorly and is slowly getting massacred, he is not paying for that mistake. And he seemingly might be the last one to die out of this unit. Now when there's only 8 men left, where in which only... oh, there he goes. Where only 2 really were fighting. I think if I retreat my pikemen, the enemy will follow me out, and as soon as they get outside the fort walls, they will give up. Or they'll give up as soon as this guy gets in their flank, starts firing at them. Oh, we shot that unit down to the very last man. Thing is, I ordered you toggled guard mode, and I've ordered you to stand out here. Still, you kind of persist. This unit slowly getting shot to pieces. The guys that are charging out most likely gonna break as soon as they get here on the outside. Form squares just to actually hold your bloody positions. They're actually eager, confident and very tiger. There we go. Shaken, and slowly breaking apart. Bloody hell, we really have to cut them down to the last man. And I think there he goes. There's 1 guy left. And there we go. He's gone. This unit's now breaking. This unit's breaking. And now we have final complete victory. Oh, they actually put a unit inside the house as well. I didn't notice that they send one in to recapture the house. Seemingly it didn't go too well for them. Or well, they did pretty well. They were even numbers, and I think the Prussians in a prolonged fight would probably have won the melee fight against us. If it was the isolated kind of event of fighting over that house. But there we have that. As I always say, no, I'm not going to end it right here. Let's go on the campaign map and actually make Prussia vassal. Turns out they've traded for a Caribbean island or something weird. Can't make them a vassal. And here we have the statistics of that battle. Roughly the same numbers, a 400 difference in my favor. 1,700 men lost on my side, while the Prussians lost 3,700. Most kills goes to a pikeman unit, probably the first one in the door. Then we actually have a militia unit doing 357. I'm wondering if that was not the one firing in the flank there on that other militia unit. Cavalry units did pretty well. This one has 13 men remaining. Killed 300 enemies. Pretty darn good. And Prussia is gone. And for some reason I wasn't given the option to make them a vassal. But that might be just as well, because this is probably a pretty good province to hold. If it weren't for the fact it's super unhappy. Hopefully it doesn't just give me more enemies to deal with. I wonder, nation destroyed, that should give me the option to make them my vassal, shouldn't it? Religious unrest is not most of it. Resistance to foreign occupation. We might very well have the Prussians reappear. We actually got a port now. That's good. And we got a second college. Actually, this is an upgraded one. This is a college, while I have like a school. Okay, so I have like I have a school. You know, teaches math. And here we got an actual college. The college will then do ring bayonets, while this one does whatever that is, fencing. It's gonna be tough to hold on to this, but at least we won against the Prussians now, so that's good. And at the same time, for next video, we're gonna take on this, which I am not actually gonna hold up in town because I don't really like the fort battles. So we're gonna move outside to take them on the field, get a nice, hopefully a nice big hill where I can put my cannons and just blast them as they approach. Blast them all to hell. They've got pretty poor morale, all these units. Should be able to send them off screeching back to Constantinople. Or, I like the fact that the organ gun seems to be going towards Russia instead of me. And I did call in Russia on my side in the war. Oh, I really don't like the fact that Russia is allied with Austria. Are they planning to partition me? Oh yeah, with the port in the Brandenburg region. And now it opens up loads of trade routes. We're gonna trade with Great Britain, hope that they help us. They're gonna be friendly. Mughal Empire is friendly. 13 colonies, why not? Trade with the 13 colonies, and that's about the trade routes I get. I also have a land route to Hanover, which are pretty happy with me for some reason. Historical friendship with Hanover. Very nice. Lewd and loose. This man behavior is boorish and national embarrassment. Even the ambassador... even though the ambassador's wife has got a fantastic arse. Boorish. Boorish. I've never heard that word before. Well, the diplomat's wife's got a fantastic arse, I'd say. So we're trading with them. That's nice. That should put plenty of money in my coffers. Yes. Right. With that said, and with the diplomat's wife's fantastic arse in mind, I'll say hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!